Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Hello Smut Squad and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at some underrated beat-em-ups and specifically the arcade ones which you may have never heard of before and are often overclassed by some of the big boys like TMNT and Final Fight. Before we go any further, if you think I deserve it, please remember to hit that like, hype and subscribe button, as well as listen to the weekly podcast and join our free Discord. You guys might have even played some of these games growing up, and I want to hear from you and your stories, and tell me about ones I've not talked about previously. Let's get into it, shall we? Some underrated beat-em-ups. Metamorphic Force. Let's be honest, this game is so 90s, it's insane. It kinda reminds me of the 90s TMNT 4 Wild Tales in Time, but then you go, oh yeah, it's Konami, kinda fits. The plot of this game is essentially bad things are happening, so the goddess of the universe decides to summon 4 warriors who can turn into a bear, wolf, panther and bull. Why those 4 animals specifically? Why not a tiger or a lion or a whale? A whale might have been interesting, although I don't know how much you'll be able to fight, you'll just kind of flop around. But they're the animals we get. It's a 4-player co-op, and it's a very fast game, but the problem is with this game is that, look at the colour scheme, my eyes are rotting inside, and they want to just burst, because there's so much going on, it's going to make me sick. Although, considering I've just finished Sonic 3D Flicky's Island for the Mega Drive, this is actually quite a refreshing palate cleanser, because that game is a pile of crap, it really is. But going back to this game, the point is just beat everything up and smash things, and if you smash statues, you can actually turn into animal form, that being the bear, wolf, panther or bull. Again, I would have gone with a tiger or a lion, but that's just me. But here you end up becoming a more stronger version, so that's what you want. And if you actually smash the pillar again while in animal form, you can do a special attack, which essentially is just ripped out of the X-Men games. Don't believe me? Go compare them. But if you take too much damage, you actually revert back to human form, so really you want to try and stay in your animal form as much as you can do. Metamorphic Force is a good little beat-em-up that would have been great to play with friends back in the arcades, although probably make me vomit afterwards because my eyeballs couldn't take anymore. King of Dragons. Who doesn't like a good old medieval beat-em-up game? It's Golden Axe, but Capcom's version of it. And did you actually know with the original Golden Axe game, you could finish that in 8 minutes? Yeah, I couldn't believe that. This is about glitches. You can actually do it. That's the world record or something. It's ridiculous. Sorry, just a side note, but that's how my mind works. Now, Capcom didn't decide just to make a Golden Axe clone. Oh no, they decided to make an RPG game as well. Yes, it has experience. Your score is essentially what that experience is, and your health can go up, weapons can scale to match harder foes that you'll fight later down the line. There are 5 characters to choose from. You've got a wizard, Gandalf, dwarf, Gimli, archer, Legolas, a fighter, Aragorn, and a cleric, Dende. If you know, you know. Each character is very different from the other, which is pretty cool. And you're not locked in for that character for the whole game, as you can switch them at the end of each level. But don't worry, the characters you've not been using will be getting leveled up while they're off screen. One unique thing about some of the characters is that some of them can actually block, which is quite cool, so that gets you a bit more options when it comes to playing the game. Although the dwarf just dodges arrows just by simply existing. This is a 3-player game which I didn't play back in the arcades, and me and my brother would have had a load of fun with this because we played Golden Axe to absolute death, so this would have been right up our alley. It's probably the next step up, to be honest. Cadillacs and dinosaurs. Yes, the name of this game is absolutely insane. If anything else, that is all you need. That's all you need is just that name. Brilliant. I would have loved the meeting when they were coming around a boardroom going, what are we going to call our video game? We've got cars, specifically Cadillacs, and some dinosaurs. That'll work. Great. Do it, it's fine. This is an early Capcom beat-em-up, so because of that, they start to steal some assets from other games, such as the sound effects from Final Fight, and guns from the Punisher. Yeah, why not? If you've got the assets, just throw them in. You got 4 characters you can choose from, but only 3 players at a time, similar to Aliens vs Predator. And unlike Final Fight, this game is actually quite gory, as the dinosaurs that you do see roaming around decide they want to eat people, and you can also kill people with a grenade and they just explode. Now, the dinosaurs you do fight aren't evil, they're being controlled, and apparently you need to punch them in the face, and that somehow breaks their control. I'm not going to go over to a T-Rex and punch that thing in the face. I don't care if it's being controlled, be controlled all you like. I ain't going up to it and trying to hit it with my little bitty fist. It's not happening. Not even a Velociraptor. Although actually probably a Velociraptor, because they're not what they are in Jurassic Park. They're actually quite tiny bird things. So maybe I might go punch a Velociraptor in the face. I don't ever thought I'd be saying that in my life. I'm going to punch a Velociraptor in the face. Oh well. This game has 8 levels and it's a pretty long game, but it's utter carnage and there are loads of weapons to pick up, and literally it's Capcom goodness. Bucky O'Hare. Now, whenever we think of Bucky O'Hare in video game terms, we always think of the NES games. Yes, you do. I don't care what anyone thinks, the NES is the one that always comes to mind. Now, granted, that game is really good, like I absolutely love that game, but there's also an arcade game, and guess what? It's Konami's turn to come to the front. Like, I feel like I'm just going to be jumping between the two, because when it came to making arcade games, it really was those two. This game, you're basically playing as Bucky and his friends, and you're either going to be playing as Bucky, Blinky, Deadeye, or Jenny. And you don't punch things, you shoot things. Yes, that's what you're going to be doing in this game, shooting things a lot. You also have nuke weapons, only a certain amount of them that help you clear the screen, or can be used to fight the difficult bosses. This game is bright and colourful, and really does fit the aesthetic of the cartoon, although I'd argue that Blinky is far too big than he actually is meant to be. This game has different sections, such as auto-scrolling sections and bits where you fly around, which is pretty cool and pretty decent. There are also cutscenes in between, which I thought they're really good looking, and they've got voice acting as well. Bucky O'Hare does fit that 90s cartoon quite well, and you can clearly tell that Konami had the experience doing the Turtle games and they put them all in here. I just wish I'd played this growing up, because I love Bucky O'Hare. I had all the action figures and everything. No. Battle Circuit. So we go to Capcom again, and it's actually the last ever Capcom arcade they ever made. Here you've got very quirky characters because they went all out in this game, they really did. Set in the year 20XX, you're basically playing as superpower bounty hunters. Get this, Cyber Blue, who uses electricity to fight, Captain Silver, a stretch man like Mr. Fantastic, Yellow Iris, kind of like Felicia, like a yellow Felicia from Darkstalkers, Pink Ostrich, yes, an ostrich, I'm not even joking, an Alien Green, an alien vine monster. Like, there's so much going on here. Out of all the games I'm going to be throwing on this list, it is the most random, but Capcom thought, well, it's the last game we're going to be doing on the arcade, so why not just throw everything at it? Like, every character has their own abilities and special attacks, and there are even team-up special moves, which is pretty cool. And to imagine 4 players going at this with an ostrich and a vine monster, it's pretty random, but I don't care. It's a really good game. Is it the greatest game on the list? Probably not, but is it probably the most fun? I'd say yes, it will be. Vendetta. This was made in 1991 and was a sequel to the game Crime Fighters, but that never left Japan. Our story takes place in Dead End City, where the gangs rule the city. Could we not think of a better name for this? Really? And I'm surprised this city even goes there. I'm surprised we just have a nuke the thing and just get it off the map, be done with it. But thinking you could play as policeman? No, you're actually playing as a rival gang called the Cobras. And here you've got 4 characters to choose from. Blood, who just basically looks like Mike Tyson. Boomer, who's a martial artist and looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Sledge is ex-military, it's Mr. T. And Hawk, the character you can see here, is an ex-wrestler and the leader of the Cobras. And guess who he's based after? Mr. Hulk Hogan himself. In this game, the bad guys stole Kate, Hawk's new wrestling protege. Probably misses, he's probably protegeing. And it's up to the Cobra Gang to get them back. There are 5 stages with 4-player co-op, and it's got better graphics than it does on the first game from Crime Fighters, and that was quite basic at the time. Compared to some of the other games on the list, it's not going to stand out, or nothing's going to stand out compared to the other game that just came on this list. But it's still a game for history and still which a lot of people played and managed to make America and Japan. Although there is some slight controversy in this, as some of the enemies will try and hump you. Never seen that in a video game before. Although some of you can probably give some examples where they may happen, but yeah, that's a choice. It's definitely a design choice. And finally, Violent Storm. Yeah, this was early 90s Konami, and it's a very over-the-top, silly 3-player game. It follows the Double Dragon style, where basically a girlfriends get kidnapped and it's up to the main characters to go get them back. Like, that trope isn't going anywhere with these arcade games. It's easy, and it's just something they can jump into. Here, you play as Boris, Kyle, and Wade. Very, very random names, but what am I caring? But Boris is the strong character, Kyle is the quick character, and Wade is the balance all-rounder. But when you look at this, though, what does it look like? If anyone said Final Fight, yeah, you'd be 100% correct. It looks like Final Fight. It looks like they've just gone, right, Capcom made this really good game. Can we just steal it? Can we just copy and paste it? Fine, that'll do. It does the job it needs to do. It's a great little beat-em-up. It looks good for an early beat-em-up. Like, look at the character sprites. They're really large and they're really expressive and fluid. And it's also got a pretty decent soundtrack. And some of them have lyrics. Yes, they do. The level 3 one I'm going to play here because it's like Will Smith rapping, like clean white rapping. Yeah.
Everybody wanna knock Gildo down. I'll go straight to Sheena, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. This world is very difficult, but I've got nothing to lose now. There's no defeat. You sooner die. Challenge the beginning of the end. Till I rescue Sheena, I'm never gonna stop. Leave my power. Now I spend my time fighting all around. I'm a tough guy. Do it, man. You think?
And after all that rapping, which is probably going to stick in my head, this game is actually quite long. But when the game looks and plays like this, I don't care, because it's good fun, and that's all I need for a video game. And that's it, some underrated beat-em-ups. Let me know if you've played these games, or if there were ones I need to talk about in the future. Until then, I'll see you all in a few days from the video. My name's been Danny, take care of yourself, follow your dreams.